What's up, there? We are here on interviewing with Coach Steve. I'm happy to be here this evening. I have my coaching partner who were with through TCP, our coaching program together, and he even was one of the facilitators for texting me, making sure I pass and do this thing right. And I just want to introduce you to Cleavon. What's your last name?
Davis. Davis.
Cleavon Davis. So what's up, man?
Hey, Coach Steve. I'm glad to be here. I want everyone to know that you passed your testing with flying colors. You were one of the best coaches we had for sure. At least that I had experiences with. So I'm glad to be here, and I know that you're a heck of a coach. So glad to be on the interview show with you.
Wow, wow. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I was talking to him, to Cleveland, Coach Cleveland, and I told him how, how I was blessed to be in the room with all these intelligent people that gave me a stroke survivor a chance to do something spectacular. So I always want to have them with me in this platform. Today we're going to talk about goal setting. Yeah, goal setting, um, which is paramount for stroke survivors. Now,
Mm.
if I didn't have a goal while I was laying there in the bed, couldn't move. All I could move was my left arm and my head. If I didn't have a goal, I'd never get out of the bed. I would they'd be there and probably would have wasted away. I had to have a goal. And Cleveland has his own company and about vision, and I want him to share with us his perspective about having a vision. Okay, so uh, Coach Cleveland, did I say your name right?
Yeah, yeah, you are.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. um, what are some common barriers that stroke survivors encounter when setting and pursuing goals, and how can these barriers be addressed to overcome?
Yeah, great question. So first of all, thank you again for having me here. Like you said, I am Coach Clee or Coach Cleavon. I run a coaching and mentorship media company called Build Your Vision, and that whole company is designed to help visionaries build lives and businesses that they are
Yeah,
proud of. And one of the big things that we do talk about with all my students or mentees is goal setting, right? And I believe like we went over some of this stuff in our coaching program, Coach Steve, where we talked about SMART goals, right?
yeah,
And using SMART goals when working with clients. And I think SMART goals are great. I don't necessarily use them every single time I set a goal,
yeah,
but I think the real important thing, especially when you have, in the case of possibly a stroke survivor, regressed in some type of way from what you're used to, is setting your sights on something that is very achievable, and that is
yeah,
one of the aspects of a SMART goal. So if anyone's listening or watching that is like, what's a SMART goal? SMART goal simply is an acronym, and that is stands for. You might have to help me with this, Coach Steve, because of course I'll blank on this. But the S is for Oh my goodness, why am I blanking on this? The M is for measurable. The S is for man, what's happening? Uh, we'll skip out. It'll come to me later. The M is for measurable.
Yeah,
The A is for achievable. The R is for reasonable or for reachable, and the T is for timely. So or time sensitive. And I don't know why I'm blanking on the S right now, but it will come back to me. And basically this is setting a goal that one you are motivated to reach because you actually believe that you can reach it. I am all in for what has become commonplace to set big audacious goals, um,
yeah,
but also I think there's a lot of power in very impactful, achievable goals.
yeah.
Um, and I'm going to introduce a new word that I made up, uh, but it's something that has helped me a lot, and it's called the bare maximum. And this is something that has helped me with achieving goals. Now, normally when you hear the bare, you hear something called the bare minimum. When you do just enough to get by, that's usually what we call
Yeah,
the bare minimum. The bare maximum basically is a combination of you doing the best you can with what you have. So, an example of a bare maximum would be if I want to get stronger and I want to set a goal for doing push ups, or I want to set a goal for walking every day.
yeah,
Instead of saying, you know what, I'm going to set a big audacious goal and try to walk 3 miles when I don't walk regularly now, that would be something that would probably be a little unreasonable. Now, it doesn't mean that it's not doable, but is it sustainable?
yeah,
So, what I would say a bare maximum in that situation is what I start with is what's the bare minimum? What is the bare minimum that I am okay with doing right now? So let's just say the bare minimum for me is just walking outside of the house, just to my
yeah.
front porch, and then I walk back in. That's it. That's the bare minimum.
Wow.
So the bare maximum would be what is the highest quality I can do and the highest quantity I can do without burning myself out. So I could say that might be half a mile, half a mile. That is my bare maximum. Now, that is something that I can do which at high quality, which means I could walk with good pace. I could
Yeah,
walk with good speed. I could even maybe walk on an incline at half a mile, and
yeah,
that is the highest quality I could do it at that quality. Let's just break this down because you're a coach and you're running a business or organization. Let's talk about social media, right? You say I want
yeah,
to post on social media. I want to post big audacious goal. I want to post every day. Well,
yeah,
that's a great goal, but is that the most achievable right for you right now, or will that burn you out?
yeah,
So let's see if we could set a bare maximum here. So what's the bare minimum you could do? Well, I think I could do the bare minimum I'm okay with for myself is once a week.
yeah,
Okay. So what is the highest quality you can do and the highest quantity you can do? So without sacrificing the quality of your post, how many can you make? And you could say to yourself, I think I can make 3 quality posts a week.
yeah,
That would be your bare maximum. So this is something that I have been doing and it's helped me, with like exercising. Like I know like my bare
yeah,
maximum is like I got to do at least 20 push-ups, every day or whatever. Now, that's not what I want to do, but that's what I'm okay with doing cuz I could do it consistently over a long period of time.
yeah, yeah,
So, I know you asked about goal setting, especially when it comes to stroke survivors, but that is just a mental trick or a mental hack that I
yes,
have used to help me a lot when it comes to consistency and goal setting.
yeah, yeah. What you say, verse 6, is a mindset.
Yeah.
Um, when you have a stroke, all you are thinking about is the physical. Because that weighs heavy on your heart. So as a mind, you have to make a mind shift in order to really see that you can have a goal. Um, for instance, I talked to my family and told them, okay, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna walk and be the dad and the husband. I may not be able to do it, full out, but I mean, be a good husband and a good father. And the first, and I did what you did. You can't look at the big audacious goal. You gotta find a goal that is feasible and uh, not easy, not necessarily easy and out in stroke survivors case that is attainable.
Right.
Yeah. And I figured if I get my legs, well one of my left leg strong enough and my left arm strong enough, I can get myself in the wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
So I started to try to get in and out of the wheelchair. Now, they had to call my wife and my dad, and he said, Mr. White, he been on his dad shirt again, but I can't do it until I figure out how to push my weight around and my arm and my left leg get strong enough but I can get in the wheelchair. And that was my first goal. My
Mm-hmm.
second goal was I was going to go to the bathroom by myself. It's one thing, and I know stroke survivors, this may cause some trauma, but it will give you a sense of what we are talking about. Uh, I used to have the nurses wash me up,
Mm-hmm.
and I was 39 at the time. I didn't want nobody should see my stuff except
Right.
for my wife, Danisha. But
Right.
the stroke puts you in a very vulnerable
Mm.
position. In
Mm-hmm.
order to get out, I have had to have a goal to I'm gonna use the bathroom by myself. And again, and then I made the next step. I'm gonna get out the wheelchair and walk around the room. And then I did that. Then my PT, I asked him how about us walking, and I was able to do that to the point. He said, "Hey, you running for a cane?" So, and that's how I got the cane. But it was step by step, one time, one goal after another. It was simple and it was um attainable.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
That
yeah, that
reminds
that
me
was
of
good, coach.
ha-
Then the second question I have is: can goal setting extend beyond physical recovery for stroke survivors, encompassing aspects such as emotional well-being, social integration, and long-term lifestyle changes?
yeah. So first thing, the S stands for specific. I just want to put that the S from SMART goals stands for specific. Because I could not remember that for some reason. Uh, so yeah, I actually believe for that last question is that that's where it actually begins. Lots of like you just said, lots of times we think of the physical manifestations of goal setting,
Yeah,
but I believe the mental, the social, and the lifestyle is actually where change change happens.
yeah,
Um, so if you're not seeing results in your physical life, it usually has something to do with what's going on with those mental, social, and
yeah,
lifestyle things. Um, I remember a quote that. it made me laugh because it was something to the fact of, you know how lots of people say, well, just be yourself, which is a great axiom because you know you want to be your authentic self. But this person
Yes.
said, you know, like if if that advice worked, I would have changed everything by now. But clearly, me being myself isn't working.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So it just leads to the fact that internal change is the catalyst for outward change.
yeah.
Um, so I know for myself, I teach a concept called the faith cycle or the life cycle, and it's like a rectangular shape, and it begins. The
Mm,
first thing that it begins with is belief, and you cannot change anything in your life, whether it's setting a goal as a stroke survivor or whether it's setting a financial goal, whatever it is, if you do
yeah,
not first believe for whatever you're trying to achieve.
yeah,
That is the first thing. You have to be convicted that this is the decision that you're going to make and that you have faith in the outcome that's possible. That is the catalyst for everything. Then the next part of the cycle is feelings. Now, this might surprise some people because it's like, well, isn't belief a feeling? And it's like, well,
yeah,
yes, but belief influences how you feel.
yeah,
So Myron Golden says, you know, there's only one reason why we do anything. It's because we feel like
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Everything that we do in life is because we feel like doing that thing. And some people, that might make some people upset when they hear that because they do things that they believe they do things that they don't feel like doing all the time. Let's
yeah,
say, you know, going to work or working out. They don't feel like working out, and it's not saying that you don't feel like doing it that you really want to do it. That's not what I'm saying when I say you feel like doing it. All I'm saying is that you feel like doing that more than you feel like doing something else, right? So you feel like going to work more than you feel like being stranded out on the street because you don't have any money,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
So it's just about which one you feel like doing more. So the belief influences how you feel, and how you feel influences what you do or your experiences
yeah,
in life. Um, you do things based on how you feel. So we have to start with belief, feeling, doing, and then the last thing is results.
yeah,
So you believe something, and that makes you feel a certain way, which makes you take certain actions, which
yeah,
yields you certain results. And those results, and this is the cyclical part, reinforce the prior beliefs. So we can
yeah,
find ourselves in destructive life cycles, right? Because we believe something that is limiting or that is negative, it impacts how we feel. And then based on how we feel, it impacts how we behave. And then based on behavior, we yield certain results, which
yeah,
reinforce that initial belief. So, in all aspects, whether it's lifestyle, social, or mental or emotional, um, you have to believe empowering beliefs. That's kind of my
yeah,
whole point in sharing that is if you're not believing empowering beliefs, it will automatically affect the results you get, which will reinforce the belief that you already have. So you think you're getting proof that what you're believing is true, and
yeah,
it's not. All you're getting is a regurgitated effect of what you already decided was true.
yeah,
So, and I believe you're one of the biggest proponents we can even see of that. You know, you believed that you would be able to make a recovery to be a present husband and father for your family.
yeah,
And that belief impacted a certain feeling or emotion in you, which caused you to take certain actions like setting goals, right?
yeah,
And doing the
yeah,
work to achieve that goal. And
yeah,
then that yielded you certain results. Whether that's socially, mentally, or in lifestyle changes, that's going to be the process that you're going to have to go through.
Yeah, yeah. Um, um, I want to say to all any stroke survivor watching this, and don't let the feelings get in the way before you believe in something. I always
Mm,
tell my boys to, to be something, you have to do something. To be something, you have to believe. So that you have to do it. I believe, and once you believe, then you start feeling, hey, if I believe this, that I can I can do it. And then we need to get the feelings, the rest will fall on line. The thing is, um, most soul survivors don't feel like they're anything. And
mm,
that's something that I want to change because I'm no better than anybody, but I found a way to get back to my family and not only get back to my family, but be a productive father and husband. So,
mm.
man, that just goes so good, Coach Cleveland.
Do you
I
mind if I
really,
ask a quick question, Coach Steve, though?
yeah,
When it comes to like a stroke survivor, because you have certain things where they say, okay, you need to believe, but the reason why we usually have certain beliefs is because there's overwhelming evidence to inform that belief, right?
yeah,
So, you can have doctors, nurses, maybe even your own family telling you what you can and cannot do.
yeah,
How do you still make room for your own belief system when you have all of these incoming sources of information that are trying to disprove that belief?
yes. For me, this is for me. I'm a stubborn. I'm a stubborn because I don't like the fact that somebody was trying to tell me what I couldn't do.
Mm,
And so after that, if I believed it, I believe that God uh, had given me the strength to go through it because my relationship with God saved me and saved my
mm,
life. And he let me know that healing is possible, but I had to kind of do the work. So some of the OT and PT that really baby, well, I call it baby. That's what I felt. I felt they been baby me, be taking this one step at a time, but that they have to take one step at a time. But it was my personality. I'm a go getter, and because I'm a go getter, uh, after I got over the emotions of the stroke, after I got over the friction and thoughts I'm suicide. Once I got over that hump, then I was like, shoot, I can do anything. And every time so they said, now you can't do this, I said, shoot, what?
mm, mhm, mhm,
So I'm just felt what I can do whatever I put my mind to, and I did. I don't want to. Um, I don't want to say that everybody should be that way. Um, but you have to know. You have to know yourself. You have to have stress, self awareness that you can do because your faith system and my faith system in God allow me to say I can do all things,
mm.
not some,
Yes.
but all.
Yes.
So that's why I was aiming to do what I did, accept in the time, because I said, okay, God, I'm going to get in that picture. I know you will be there with me to help me. and that's what I understood that with each step. So
Uh,
yeah,
awesome.
wow. Okay, is a good conversation. Yeah.
Yeah.
The last question is: are there specific strategies or tools and you can recommend for social survivors to set achievable and meaningful goals, considering the unique challenges and circumstances?
Yes. Um, the first one I think is accessible to everyone because
Okay.
there's so many ways to do it with technology now. So if you're able to write a pen and paper, if you're not able to write, type on the keyboard. If you're not able to type, say or speak with AI. Getting your goal from your head or your heart into a physical space is so important. I don't know. I'm not a whiz behind the psychology and the
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
psychosomatic reasons why this is so important, but I do know that if you do not articulate your goal in some type of way, it is like a 90% chance that you're not gonna achieve it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to put it down. It's almost like a binding agreement with like God or the universe or something, where you
Yeah.
physically put it into space, time, and matter.
Yeah.
So that would be the first resource I would say, to write it, speak it, type it, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Uh, One of the second things I would say is, and I'm still tweaking this, so bear with me. But I have a
Yeah.
discipline system that I use, called Top Three. And basically, how I do this is how I plan my days. Every
Mm.
day has one objective, and that is just kind of the most consequential thing for me for that day in the season that I'm in. Right. So, uh, for me, for me right now, like I'll just give you a real example, for this, right now. So I just phased out of my previous insurance plan, right? Previous health insurance plan. So the
Yeah.
season I'm in right now, I'm doing a whole lot of like adult things that I've never done before. I'm 26, by the way. So I'm in my 20s. I'm figuring out life, how to do all these things on my own. So my objective today was to go to one of the insurance brokers and settle my insurance situation. That was my objective for the day. I completed that before I came in on here to do this interview. But that, like, if nothing else went right for the day, as long as I accomplished my objective, the day would be considered successful for me. Um,
Yeah.
and this keeps me focused on keeping the main thing. Because the thing I don't like about to do list when it comes to like goal setting and things is that you start just trying to check off things, and lots of times we go the route of least resistance. So we start doing things that don't really move the needle for our goals,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
because we have the ability to say that we check something off. And that's not the most effective, thing. It keeps you busy, but is it effective?
Yeah.
Um, so setting that one objective for the day. Tomorrow, it might be, for me, with what I'm working on, is to write a article, for something that I'm working on. Whatever I just need to get that one thing done. If I get that one thing done, that's
Yeah.
a successful day. And then the top three aspect is just like my priority of things, because it's usually you got more than one thing to accomplish in a day. So I don't want to oversimplify it, but I have those top three, and I kind of just prioritize them in one, two, three, and those are kind of like my subtasks. It's like, okay, if
Yeah.
I like, it would be cool. It would be great if I could get to this too, but if I don't, it's okay. But some days, I hit all my objective and my top three. Some days I just hit my objective. Some days I just hit uh my objective and one of the top threes. And then some days, you got to be honest, you don't hit anything. and
yeah,
and you got to just be okay with like, okay, well today wasn't the most productive day, but I got tomorrow, and I'm going to prepare for tomorrow today.
yeah,
So um, that is another resource that pretty much anyone can do if they have a computer or a journal, is to
yeah,
set that objective the night before you go to sleep and wake up, so that when you wake up in the morning, you're not having to use brain calories to decide what you have to do to hit your goals for that day. You wake up and you already know. And if you forgot in your sleep, you can just go read it and remember.
yeah,
That has helped me so much. The days that I don't, because I'm just like too sleepy or too tired or don't feel like writing it down, 100% of the time, those days are nowhere close to as productive or effective as the days as when I do write an objective for that day. Those would be the two like biggest, honestly, like most impactful things, but they're honestly the most accessible. Um, no fancy tech, no no complicated systems or processes.
yeah,
Just write down your goals and have an objective daily.
yeah. Uh, you may think of something because if they can do none of those things, they can still get it done by asking that caretaker to write it down on type on the computer. It all depends on the communication skills
Right.
with your caretaker. If you have good communication skills with a caretaker, you can get get your caretaker to do some things, to put things together like you said, an objective, and you could say voice to the caretaker, I want to do this today, and then you just shoot for that goal. Yeah. This was really um, informative. I want everyone to know that um, it's not too late. You can have a vision of yourself recovering today. Why not? Um, no matter what the situation looks like, and even if your caretaker is a family member, is somebody outside of your family or somebody you had to hire, and that's to still sit with you and have the objectives wrote down or something, because vision is very important. The Bible says, without vision, the people perish. And I don't want any of you stroke survivors ever to perish. We have enough stuff going on, but I want to give us an avenue where we can see a way out of the things that we are dealing with. Okay? Coach Cleveland, if someone wants to contact you, or can you give them the information on how do they do that?
Yeah. As of right now, the best way to get in contact with me or see any of the value I have to offer is to go to buildyourvisionpodcast.com.
Okay?
Buildyourvisionpodcast.com. They can see my archive of episodes. They could reach me on the contact form or even look at some of my YouTube videos. Um, and yeah, that's where they can reach me. Buildyourvisionpodcast.com.
Okay. Well, y'all, we love you. Well, God bless you. And we will see you on the next time. Okay? Peace.